Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Just Add Misplay. I just got done going to the store, and I got a lot on my mind from work today, and I just want to talk about how it's okay for you to be a casual player when it comes to any game you're playing, any board game, trading card game, even video games. Like, you don't have to play a game to be the most competitive. You don't have to play a game just to win the game. Like, granted, it's great to have players like that, and I think it's healthy for games to strive, right? And a lot of games grow from having those competitive players. I think that we shouldn't be, because of that. That being said, I don't think we should just disregard the casual players, right? Like, I don't know. I think I have a lot more fun as a casual player than I'd ever have as a competitive player. And I've played games competitively, and it's certainly fun when you're playing in a multiplayer type of game. I think it goes beyond being competitive. Like, you got to understand, like, let's just take EDH for example, or I guess Commander is what the kids are calling it these days. So let's just talk about EDH. If you're getting 4 people together, okay, in this day and age, everyone's kind of growing up, you have your families, you have jobs, it's a lot harder to get 4 players together, right? It's not as easy as it used to be, especially when you were a kid. You had a lot less responsibilities. And I just think that when you grow up, you can lose sight of, I don't want to say being a kid, but like when you sit down with your group of friends and you're gonna play your game of EDH or Flesh and Blood or even a board game, whatever, right? I think you should look past just playing to win, right? The people you are surrounding yourself with have dedicated their own time, and time is so precious. They've dedicated their time to, out of their day, out of their lives, taking time away from their families and, loved ones, and sometimes even work, to come over and hang out and have a good time. And if your idea of fun is to try to win a game on turn 4, it's not about that. It's not about winning. It's okay to be a casual player. It's okay to play janky decks. A lot of the janky decks are the best times I've ever had in any TCG. And I think a lot of times, like, sure, you can net deck. You can find a deck online that's like top tier, just top 8'd in an event, and you can just run that deck list and win. If that's what you're going for, that's great. Like, do it. I think a lot of times the play testing that's involved in between that, like in between jumping from having a janky deck to an optimized deck, there's a lot of fun to be had and a lot of learning. It's really about the learning and the fun in between that. And to know that you started out with a deck that just you thought it was going to be the best deck ever, and then you go to play it at your locals, and you just get squashed, you get stomped. And there's something to know, like, wow, like, you had this one idea where you thought your deck was the best, and then you just get rolled, and it kind of just gives you a wake-up call. But it's also like a learning experience. I actually have a good buddy of mine who says you either win or you learn. And that's something that's really stuck with me. Like, it's important to lose too. Like, don't just be focused on winning games. If that's all you're focused on, especially, let's just say you're playing EDH, you got 4 people in your group, the odds of you winning are what, 25%? All right, unless you got a guy like me in the group, then maybe it's bumped up to like 33%, because I'm in there. I'm the player that will throw down a Temple Bell for 3 mana and tap it to let everyone draw a card. And that's my way of saying thank you for, taking your time out and joining me. And everyone's happy. Everyone's happy if I play a card that I can make everyone get a gift. And to me, that's what it's all about. It's all about those moments. And also, by doing that, by letting everyone draw a card, I'm also speeding up the game a little bit. So it's like, it's generous, and it's also in a way gonna help push the game forward and prevent it from being in a stall state. So I don't know, I just had this thought on my mind. I've been getting comments on some of my deck techs where they're not like the best optimized, and of course they're not. Like, the thing about decks is they're constantly being worked on and constantly being tweaked, and I can't post a video and then there's actually videos that I've posted, all right, and I've took out cards like the very next day after posting that video. And what do? Do I make a new video where, you know, I'm only replacing one card and go off? Like, I don't know. I just had a lot on my mind, and it's like, if you see a card in one of the decks that I post, if you don't like it, don't use that card. Don't just don't just dismiss the deck. Don't just instantly go, oh, well, this deck's garbage because you're running, you know, a 10 mana drop with no way of casting it without cheating its mana cost. Like, I mean, I don't run those spells anyway, but I'm just giving you an example because that is like the extreme, right? I'm not all about, I mean, we all like cheating mana costs and whatnot, but no one wants to play a game against another player and take time out of their day so that that player can play solitaire. And one of the best examples of this solitaire type gameplay is, if you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh!, they have a deck called the Exodia deck. You can literally win on turn one. You go first, you pretty much play through your whole deck, you assemble Exodia, and your opponent doesn't even get a turn. Like, why are you even bothering? Like, okay, that's great in a competitive scene, but like I said, this whole video is about, you ain't gotta be competitive with everything you do. And I don't know, I'm just one of those people that like to cling on to the casual side of things. All right, and to me, that's the best way to keep it fun. And I've joined events where there is, you know, prizes on the line, and it is fun to be competitive in those events, but that's not what I'm getting at. I'm just talking about, like, in an everyday game, me versus my friend, you know, it's Friday night, whatever, and we're playing, and yeah, you ain't got to play to win. Just play to have fun, have a good time, make sure everyone's having a good time. And if your idea of a good time is to, you know, win on turn 4, good for you, man. Keep at it. I don't know, ran over. Just had misplay. Thank you for watching. It's okay to be a casual player. All right, see you next time.